Piggery workers are getting vaccinated and abattoirs have increased spraying programs to prevent the spread of the potentially live Japanese encephalitis virus. Key points: pig farmers and abattoir workers take up vaccination rollout as Japanese encephalitis virus grows. Pig farmers and abattoir workers take up vaccination rollout as Japanese encephalitis virus grows. Processors increase spraying for mosquitoes to prevent the spread of JEV. Processors increase spraying for mosquitoes to prevent the spread of JEV. Farmers keen for consumers to know the disease doesn't affect pork or pig products. 5 people in New South Wales have tested positive to the mosquito-borne illness, and a Griffith man in his 70s last month after being infected. A Goulburn man in his 60s is the state's latest confirmed case, and the first for the regional city. He is currently recovering in a rehabilitation facility after being treated in hospital. NSW Health said investigations were underway to locate the source of his infection. They have also urged the community to stay vigilant, with more cases expected over the coming days as more people are being tested. According to Australian Pork Limited, no piggery workers have tested positive to the disease yet. Humans cannot catch the disease by eating pork meat, but the virus can be transferred from animals to humans by mosquitoes. 99% of people with the disease have no symptoms or only have a very mild illness, and less than 1% of cases lead to a brain infection that could be fatal. Jason and Samantha Bates have been vaccinated to help prevent the spread of Japanese encephalitis virus. Sow stillbirths a sign of infection. One indicator of Japanese encephalitis virus infection in livestock is the detection of undeveloped pig fetuses. Jason Bates runs a free-range pig farm at Stock in Bingle, and like several piggeries in the Riverina, he has detected JEV in his livestock over recent weeks. Mr. Bates believed his pigs were infected in December, but he was hopeful the threat had diminished as mosquito activity reduced through autumn. "We saw some strange litters 3 weeks ago. We passed that on to the vet, and then on to the Department of Primary Industries," he said, referring to instances where sows had miscarried fetuses that were not fully formed. It was about the same time a lot of other farms in the area saw the same thing. Andrew Hearn runs 80 grower pigs and 15 sows. "We were impacted by reproductive losses at the start, but at the moment we're seeing some pretty good recovery. It'll knock a bit of a hole in what we're doing, but luckily, we don't just have pigs." Mr. Bates' family and workers have been vaccinated against the virus. He said it was important to spread the message there were no food safety concerns with Australian pork. "We sell to specialty butcher shops in Sydney and Melbourne, and we've also got a local butcher that we sell to," Mr. Bates said. "So we really want to get out there that pork is perfect to eat. There's nothing to worry about there." Virus difficult to identify in pigs. Andrew Hearn runs a pig farm in the Papenbarra Valley on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. He hoped to be vaccinated against JEV. "We're in close contact daily with our animals," he said. "My wife and I are looking into getting vaccinated, but I think that's the only thing that'll change for us." Mr. Hearn has been pig farming for about 10 years and said it was the first time he had dealt with an outbreak of the disease. African swine flu is in the background, but that seems to have lost a bit of its limelight because international borders are closed, he said. "Japanese encephalitis is this year's current model, I guess." Mr. Hearn said the disease was difficult to identify. "The symptoms are fairly benign, so it will take some time to actually identify whether your pigs have the disease or not, which can make things difficult," he said. "It says increased stillbirth is a symptom. That's going to take 3.5 months to identify." Mr. Hearn said he was confident it wouldn't affect his sales. "There's no impact at all on the quality of the pork meat," he said. "I think most customers are quite smart about what they eat these days and the impact of that. Pigs can carry and transmit the virus for up to 4 days after infection." Abattoir fogging and spraying mosquitoes. A pig abattoir in northern NSW has started fogging for mosquitoes around its plant at Boyoung near Lismore. It followed 2S from JEV and detections of the virus in more than 20 piggeries across 4 states. The Casino Food Co-op's chief executive Simon Stall said he was confident the situation would be brought under control. "We've just completed our risk assessment," he said. Northern Cooperative Meat Company CEO Simon Stall. "There's some recommendations about fogging or spraying for the mosquitoes and knocking them down. So we'll intensify that spraying at the abattoir." While the key focus has been on farms in southern NSW, Mr. Stall said the North Coast Co-op would offer abattoir workers the chance to get vaccinated. "We'll discuss it with the employees and say, look, the risk is very, very low," he said. "And the risk of getting any effects of the disease is very, very, very low. But look, here is the vaccine. It's available, and if you want to explore further, we'll explore it with you."